Picture this. A loyal customer walks into your shop, someone who's been buying from you for years. No complaints, no drama, just routine. But this time, they leave, empty-handed, silent, and they never come back. What happened? They didn't feel seen. They didn't feel valued. They didn't feel like you're VIP. But someone else made them feel like one. Now, here's a stat no one wants to admit. 61% of customers will switch to a competitor after just one bad experience, one missed message, one sloppy moment, one time they felt invisible. Hello and welcome back, my fellow entrepreneurs. I'm Kim, your host of Small Business Big AI, the podcast where we don't just keep up with the changes, we lead them. Now, today, we're diving into something every business claims to care about, but few actually master: the unforgettable customer journey, also known as customer retention. Because here's the truth. You can have the best product, the slickest sales funnel, the flashiest website, but if your customer experience isn't memorable for the right reasons, you're bleeding money or leaving revenue on the table. And with AI, you don't need a giant team to deliver white glove service. You just need the right mindset and the right moves. And joining me as always is my co-host, strategy whisperer, small business fixer, and part-time survivor of Florida traffic. Hey Hal, you had quite the morning.
Hey, Kim. I'm just happy to be here, and even happier I dodged that left turn lunatic this morning and didn't end up as a bumper sticker. Florida traffic is basically a real-life video game. Seriously, driving around Lake Nona feels like I'm dodging Teslas and test flights.
Right? I keep waiting for an AI driving update that comes with airbags and emotional support. You know how we've got these self-driving shuttles, the eVTOLs buzzing overhead like we're living in the Jetsons. The future is literally flying past us.
And small businesses still think loyalty is about those outdated punch cards.
Yeah, but let's steer back to something even more dangerous than a highway merge or a flying taxi with low battery, and how that's customer churn. Now, last week, we tackled sales psychology, the art of converting strangers into customers. But this week, we're looking at the part that most small businesses ignore until it's really too late, and that's customer retention. Now, we're talking the silent killer of small businesses, neglecting those customers that you really already won over.
Kim, I'll say it straight. Retention isn't sexy, but it can be and will make you rich.
Ooh, I like that, Hal. That sounds like an ad campaign waiting to happen. So let's post it with Facebook's new AI ad tools.
Go right ahead. But seriously, small business owners are out here burning money on ads, chasing new leads like it's a dating app, while their long-term loyal customers are slipping out the back door with barely a goodbye, quietly disappearing.
Disappearing or defecting.
Both. And in today's world, a disappointed customer doesn't just vanish quietly. They broadcast. They post a review.
That's what makes this episode so important, because what we're talking about today isn't just retention. It's revenue stability. It's scaling with sanity. It's building a customer experience that's so good they never want to leave, disappear, or defect. Actually, they want to bring friends. So, how? Let's just call it out. Now, most small business owners hear AI and they think two things, either too complicated or too cold. But here's a twist. So, what if AI isn't a robot trying to replace you? What if it's your loyal wingman? I mean, helping you show up for your customers with perfect timing and powerful care.
Exactly. Imagine your best assistant you ever had, one who never sleeps, never misses a detail, and always knows when something is off. That's AI. It doesn't strip out the human connection. It clears the noise so you can focus on deeper connections.
So today we're showing you how AI can help you predict when a loyal customer is about to bounce before they do it and trigger thoughtful, perfectly timed moments of connection. And then take care of the small stuff so you can show up for the big stuff. Because that's what customers crave. Not more content, but more connection.
Gary Vee says it best. In the AI age, we'll crave connection more than ever. In fact, he predicts that in 20 years, people might pay good money just to take a walk with someone.
Or, as he puts it, Hal, there will be businesses where people will charge you to take a walk with them, and you're going to be willing to pay them for it.
This isn't about bots and scripts. This is about building loyalty that feels personal, not programmed.
And when that happens, you don't just retain customers, you create advocates. The kind who refer, repost, and rave about you even when you're not in the room. All right, friends, it's time for Coffee Table Conversations with Kim and Hal. Now, this is the segment where we ditch the pitch deck and talk like real entrepreneurs navigating real business. Now, right now, some of you really might be listening to this podcast while walking the treadmill or maybe even driving home from a long day at the office. So, to make your time a bit more entertaining, let me start with a story. A quick little story, albeit one that really still makes my stomach turn. Now, a friend of mine, and I'll just call her Amanda, she loved this boutique brand. She was actually a VIP customer, spent over $3,500 with them just last year. She always tagged them in posts, always bought the latest line. Then one order was late. So she did like most of us do. She reached out, but crickets. No email, no follow-up, not even a bot. As simple as that is these days.
Oof, a bit of advice. Never ghost the person helping you pay your mortgage.
Exactly, Hal. So anyway, Amanda felt invisible. So she posted about it, just venting. But her post, little did she know, it was going to blow up. Her whole online circle saw it. And what she found out was that others had had similar experiences. So that business didn't just lose her, they lost influence.
Now, imagine this. What if AI had flagged Amanda as a high LTV customer the moment her order was delayed?
A high LTV customer?
Yes, the holy grail for every entrepreneur. customer loyalty, LTV, lifetime value. What if the business got a real-time alert saying, this customer matters. Act now.
So all it would have taken a 30-second personal video or a, hey, Amanda, we saw this and we've got you text, right?
It would have turned around a potential PR disaster into a loyalty moment. Because customers don't just ghost bad businesses anymore. They cancel, screenshot it, and post it on Reddit.
That's a shift, right?
Right. From reactive scrambling to proactive care. From damage control to trust building.
So let me say something uncomfortable. Now, some of you listening are losing customers right now, not because of price or quality, but because you're unresponsive, forgettable. Well, that stops today. Okay, Hal, so let's talk about that magic phrase, surprise and delight. Now, I know it sounds lovely, but small business owners are slammed. So, how does AI actually help?
Great question. Most people think automation means cold, but really, automation is what makes true personalization scalable. Imagine this. You run a bakery. Sally always orders gluten-free muffins. AI tracks that. Now you got a new lemon blueberry gluten-free drop. AI sends you a nudge. Hey, Sally might love this. You shoot her a quick message. Thought of you when we baked this morning. Want one on the house?
Now, that's not automation, that's amplified attention.
Exactly. And it doesn't stop there. Let's say you're offering coaching services. AI notices one of your clients isn't logging in as often as they should. It nudges you. They're stuck. So you jump in with one of your one-on-one check-ins.
Now, that's the retention flywheel, right, Hal? One personalized moment leads to another. And suddenly your business is built on connection and not just conversion.
Yep. One AI prompt becomes one smart follow-up. That follow-up becomes a referral. That referral becomes a testimonial. And the whole thing loops back into more loyalty.
That's the retention flywheel. So, what's the key?
Start small. Start now. Don't try to automate everything. Just find one way this week to use AI to show up better.
And while you're sipping that coffee or OJ and letting these ideas marinate, here's something you can act on right now. Join our growing community of small business owners who are using AI to transform their businesses. Subscribe and be part of the conversation. All right, we've talked about retention, we've talked about surprise and delight, but now let's ask the one voice in the room that doesn't sugarcoat a single thing.
Brace yourselves. This one doesn't do empathy. It does efficiency.
AI assistant, give it to us straight. Now, how critical is segment of one marketing for small businesses? And what's the biggest mistake people make when trying to personalize at scale?
Critical, that word's too short. It's non-negotiable. You want serious LTV growth? Stop treating your customers like a sea of blurred faces. Start treating them like a distinct or vibrant fingerprint. Imagine your customer, Carla, a devoted fan of science fiction novels? Does she get a generic email about spring reads? Or does she get a personal notification? Just in, the new galactic saga you've been waiting for on aisle 7, just for you. Which one feels like magic? Which one opens their wallet? Because here's the hard truth. If you're still sending generic email blasts, you're not marketing. You're just broadcasting into a void, hemorrhaging value. One click, one scroll, one silent, unrecoverable unsubscribe at a time. The biggest mistake? Collecting customer data like a dragon hoards mountains of gleaming gold and doing absolutely nothing useful with it. You have names, birthdays, purchase history, preferences. Heck, you even have browser behavior. But you're paralyzed by it. You ignore it. Or worse, you dump it into a dusty spreadsheet and pray for magic. Newsflash, data doesn't build loyalty. Intelligent, human, amplified decisions do.
Oof. Treat them like a distinct, vibrant fingerprint. That hit.
And data doesn't build loyalty. Intelligent decisions do. That's your billboard right there. Boom.
All right, truth teller. One more. For the solopreneurs listening, the one person shows, what's a realistic first step they can take toward this segment of one idea without hiring a data scientist?
Start small. Use an AI-powered CRM that lets you tag behaviors. Track who opens what. Watch it clicks. Segment based on actual signals, not gut feelings. Then, don't send them a blanket discount. Send them a message that says, "Hey, I saw you looked at the black leather boots. Just restocked your size." One tool, one message, one moment of being seen. And that's how loyalty is built now. Anything less is noise.
It sounds like AI is the ultimate assistant for remembering every customer detail.
If you're not using AI to learn from your customers' data this month, you may not have a customer base next year.
Okay, that's true, but how? Doesn't this get expensive for small businesses?
No, not if you're doing it smart. AI makes pennies feel like dollars.
If your business disappeared tomorrow, would anyone even notice? Well, don't just listen. Become a small business Big AI insider. Subscribe and get ready to dominate. All right, deep breath. Let's boil this down because you don't need a PhD in data science. You don't need to be Amazon. You just need to care enough to show up smarter. Now, here are your 3 power plays to create unforgettable customer journeys with AI riding shotgun. So number 1, proactive problem solving. Let AI track customer sentiment, usage patterns, and order flow. Let it whisper, something's off. Then you show up, not in panic, but with presence.
Number 2, surprise and delight automation. Set smart triggers to send thoughtful notes, early access, or tiny "I see you" moments. It's not the size of the surprise. It's the sincerity of the signal.
And number 3, a segment of one marketing. Now, your customers, they don't want to be grouped. They want to be known. So use AI to treat every customer like your only customer. Because when you do that, they'll never want to leave. So here's your challenge this week. Look at your last 10 customer interactions. Now, find one moment where you could have used AI to deliver clarity, care, or surprise. Then don't overthink it. Pick one tool, like your CRM or a chat GPT custom prompt, maybe even an email tool with segmentation, and just start.
Because if you wait for perfect, your customers will move on to someone who just started.
Your customers don't want perfection. They want to feel remembered. They want to feel like somebody's paying attention. And now that somebody is you.
Retention isn't sexy, but it's how you build wealth. It's how you build trust. It's how you build a business that actually means something.
So let me ask this question again. If your business disappeared tomorrow, would your customers even notice? Now, if that question made your stomach turn, well, good, because that's the wake-up call we all need. And the good news, AI doesn't replace your heart, it amplifies it. And that's it for today's episode of Small Business, Big AI. Thanks so much for tuning in. Now, this isn't just about retention. It's about turning customers into your loudest advocates, your referral engine, your digital street team.
That's the leverage. That's the flywheel. That's how small business becomes technology-enabled superpowers.
And next week, we're closing out our Human AI Harmony Revenue Playbook with the final deep dive into scalable growth and that always-on innovation. So if you've ever dreamed of building an empire and not just a side hustle, don't miss it. Now, until next time, keep innovating, keep connecting, and remember, the future of your business is bigger than you think. And the steps you take today will shape the legacy you build tomorrow. Now, I'm Kim.
And I'm Hal.
And this has been
Small Business Big
AI. Hey, before you go, if this episode made you rethink how you treat your customers, share it with one fellow entrepreneur who needs to hear it. Because if we're going to outsmart the big guys, we have to outpair them first.
And don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and tag us when you take action. We're building a movement, one unforgettable customer journey at a time.
Thanks for listening. We'll catch you in the next episode.